heard of this company. It's a company called Monday.com. They're sort of a big competitor of Asana. It's like a project management tool essentially, but they have, essentially like it applies to a number of different use cases, different buyer personas. So like marketing teams can use it, dev teams can use it, so on and so forth. And the thing that struck me about Monday.com, if you are curious, go to their YouTube. They have thousands of videos. Like, I cannot even explain how many videos they've done. And they have tons of different ways to convey the same sort of thing. This is an explainer, like a high level 1 minute explainer video that you'll see is like a mix of animations, live action, etc. But they have literally done like 4 or 5 of these. So this was like the one that struck me as maybe the most applicable to a number of different channels, but I would love, to hear from Joel and Annika and whoever else wants to pipe up. But yeah, let's play it and watch it first.
Great. Yeah, before we even start, I mean, the first frame is always super important and it already looks pretty entertaining. So excited to check it out.
It's hard to manage your workload, especially when your team doesn't know who's working on what. But with Monday.com, my team and I can see everything we're working on, except for my ballet, which is private. Shh. Now that we're connected, we can plan and organize our work as a team and work on it together. Unlike the rigid tools we've tried in the past, it's really easy to get started with Monday.com. And it's as flexible as I am. It's also adaptable to any department in any industry. We can even automate our workflows, freeing us from repetitive tasks and making us even more efficient. We do all of this without emails or sync meetings. Do you know how liberating that is? I do. It's magic. So now my manager has an overview of our projects and capacity, and we can prioritize what matters most, ensuring the only time I need to carry a large load is when I do this. So lighten your workload with Monday.com.
I wish most pieces of creative were that good. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, it's not much bad to say about it. It's quite dorky, and I'm a fan of dorky stuff in general.
Yeah, no, I mean, the critique could be like, what did they do right as well?
Yeah. I think it's really great. Like, they really explain a complicated system quite easily within a minute, which is quite impressive to do. And I do love how they integrated. Explainers can be so boring, firstly. So it's a really, like, I love how they put real people into it to make it, to make it
relatable.
Relatable, that's the word, yeah. Relatable. And then they also tied it back to the app, and they showed how the app worked very simply with very simple animations. So I thought it was quite engaging. What I must add is that Monday.com targets me on YouTube. So I do get a lot of YouTube pre-rolls, but they serve me with a 1-minuter. And after the 6 seconds is over that I have to wait, I kind of skip straight away. So I think they could probably do a lot better by adding their main message up front and do cut downs that are much shorter than 1 minute. And I know that they do have, but the ones that they serve me with is usually a minute.
It seems like a minute is a long advertisement when you're sitting waiting for the video.
Exactly.
Yeah, if it's a video you don't care about, it needs to be shorter. So you want to engage people who don't know what your product is or who don't care about it. So you're totally right. And these happen like in the first 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, explainers are amazing if it's on your website, because then you're there to explore more. But serving it in media becomes quite tricky. I mean, you can use amazing targeting and funnel your audience so that you get to a point where they'll watch a 1-minuter. But yeah, I think targeting people straight. Maybe they do target me with a 1 minute because I've been on their website. So who knows? They think I might be there. I might watch a minute of their videos. But yeah, I just thought that was worth noting.
I think the one.
Sorry, Joel.
I was going to say real quick that I loved the integration of the live action to what's on the interfaces.
Totally.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, like when the stuff that he's carrying drops into the screen, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You can tell they did a lot of planning though. They planned like across all devices, all the key features they really wanted to highlight, and then have these like funny tidbits in between, and also ended with a really great logo reveal too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I will say from the talk track point of view, the one thing that they don't do is, so they're project management, right? And there's like a ton of these different tools that do the same thing, varying degrees of sort of customizability and pricing and whatnot. So while this made the case for great project management, it didn't necessarily differentiate them from any of their big competitors. Maybe that's not the goal of this and they didn't worry about that. But if I watch this ad and let's say I'm aware of Asana, like at Superside, we use Asana, like I wouldn't be convinced to switch, which I guess is not the purpose of this ad, but it's just, it would just be like 10x if it kind of did that as well.
I think you make a good point. I actually think there's almost too much in this ad. Like you just want them to click to learn more, where this feels a little bit more like a explainer tutorial. Like I'm not convinced to invest into it yet.
It's like a brand video merged with the explainer.
Right. So maybe it's not even an explainer really. Yeah, it's more like a brand video. You're right. It's that's probably it.
And then what I can add as well, now that you're on this frame, a pet peeve of mine is when people put buttons on videos because they can't click it.
You're totally right.
So it happens on social media often where we'll do like a button. It's like, no, you can't click it. Put the link in the description or click down low. But yeah.
But that's the point. It makes you want to click it. And then you're like, oh shit, I can't click it. And then you have to look for it. I think that's actually smart.
But what I've seen before that works very well is I see a lot of brands do arrows. So depending on the medium, if it's Facebook, the button sits at the bottom, so the arrow will point down. So to click actually natively to Facebook, to click on the Facebook button.
Right. Yeah, interesting.